Hello, friends. Today we have a special guest in-house for the Black Hills Connection podcast. This is Jan, Pilates Whole Body. Obviously, you do Pilates, right, Jan?
Absolutely.
Now, I've known you for a few years now. You have an in-home studio. You have a reformer.
Yeah.
You also do mat Pilates, all the
Yes.
things.
Yes.
So just tell us a little bit about you and your background in Pilates.
Absolutely. So I fell into Pilates reluctantly about 20 years ago.
Okay.
I was an expecting mom, and I thought I could just basically drill and kill my exercises, boot camp my way, and just all through the pregnancy. Then I learned you cannot. So I tried Pilates. I came out with my mat refreshed, rejuvenated, but still unhappy because I wasn't sweating. I wasn't in pain. I didn't have an Achilles tendon, shin splints. And I said, wow, maybe the smarter way to work out is through Pilates because I still get the core strength. I still get balance, flexibility, coordination without the pain and aches that I had from long distance running on hard concrete and on and on.
Sure.
So
yeah,
it's been a turning point for me because I now teach Pilates, and
Yes.
I named the business Pilates Whole Body because I think of working out as a full body experience.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. I know I've done mat Pilates before, and oh my, it's so hard.
Yes.
Like it will test like every muscle in your body. And when you look at it, you're like, that's not hard.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, it is like it's like the hardest workout. To me, I think. I mean, not to like,
It is a hard workout.
get people shied away from it, but it really is so good. Core, I mean, just like everything.
Yes. It's a genuinely difficult exercise without the pain and aches. It's low impact and it meets you where you are at. So you don't have to be qualified into the exercise system.
Right.
You don't need to be hypermobile, super strong. The way I teach it is because I believe that the person showing up is that first hard step. And the fact that they've met me on the mat, I'm going to, as I said, meet them where they're at. And I give them choices to make it accessible or make it more challenging, depending on where they're at that day.
Sure, absolutely. And now sort of your latest endeavor is focusing on brain health and Pilates exercise sort of combined together because as we know, the brain powers everything.
Yes.
And so kind of talk about that journey.
So it took me 4 years to attain and earn all my Pilates credentials. And the thing that I was fascinated by was all these anatomical pictures that I would look and have to study through. And the funny thing, I kept wondering, why don't they ever touch on the brain? They're always talking about the biceps and the triceps and quads and things like that. So that got me into a rabbit trail, and I started to look into it myself and learned that I can harness the power of our brain through applied neurology. So I don't have to be a doctor or a brain surgeon or a neuroscientist. I can apply brain fitness into the exercise system. I got credential to do that. And so now I do brain fitness exercises along with Pilates. And I love that because I don't want people to think of brain fitness when they are in their golden ages. This is the time to do it now.
Yes.
Because our brain is pliable. I want you to think of Play-Doh if you make bread, and it reshapes and reorganizes all the time.
Right.
And it will only, and that's not a good or bad thing, it just is. And so why not harness that, use it to our benefit so that we can move ourselves from pain, move ourselves out of pain and into performance by starting at the top, our control center, our brain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're sort of like incorporating this in your exercises now, and you had given examples of like School Minds athletes that you're training. So, they had a physical, they couldn't raise their arm a certain way. Well, when you pair it with, the brain health, the brain muscle, then I mean, people are able to like push through barriers, which is super awesome.
Yeah, so the movement is improved because all movement is brain derived. We have to stop and think about that. It's a funny thing because when I was studying Pilates, everything that I was learning to do was from the neck down, never touching on the brain. Yet the brain powers everything.
Right.
So I encourage people with Pilates, and I do that by inserting that brain fitness so
Mm.
that people are less apt to just think of it kind of like, as I said, in the golden years.
Mm.
Um, I am mindful of this because of this concept of neuroplasticity. It's a
Mm.
big word, but it's kind of what I said about the Play-Doh brain.
Mhm.
Um, if we recognize that, then all the activities that we do, okay, is reshaping our brain. How much we scroll, how much we are on the screen. And I know we are in a tech dependent world,
Mhm.
but our brain cannot handle all that dopamine because all the
Mm.
likes, all the follows, all the thumbs up
Mm.
is giving us all those pleasure signals, that dopamine rush, but our brain actually, some of us don't need more activation. It actually is so hypersensitive, it actually needs to downregulate.
Mhm.
And so when I meet with clients for a neuro session or neuropower Pilates, I will work with their nervous system, our brain, our spinal cord, our peripheral nerve system. I know that's a lot of sciencey stuff. That basically helps the person move in an optimal way. And that could
Mm.
just simply mean to just calm them. You
Mm.
know, people say they have insomnia or anxiety or stress, migraines, headaches. All of that is an output from our brain. It is
Mm.
not, oh, I got to breathe deeply.
Mm.
Oh, I've got to, do more. In
Mm.
fact, you have to start with this. And
Mm.
even simple breathing exercises is an example of that, and they
Mm.
have to be balanced. Okay, so most people think of breathing, inhaling deeply. Um, I actually have a very systematic way to balance that breath so that it feeds our body
Mm.
rightly, so that if you're hyper, you sense a anxiety, we're going to down regulate you. If you are a person that's getting ready to tee off for a game, I'm going to help you optimize your nervous system so that you've got your game on.
Mm.
So,
Oh.
and it applies for anything, musicianship.
Mm.
I have a pianist right now who is preparing for a November competition. The finger play is very fast. And they cannot synchronize their timing, and I'm working with them for that.
Wow.
So
That's
there's
cool.
many facets because our
Sure.
brain touches so many parts of our lives.
Yeah, it really does. And I'm glad you gave that point, like, you always think, oh, brain health, I'll worry about that when I'm older, when I need to like challenge my brain,
Hmm.
but, like you said, really, the brain health you need to start doing that all the time,
Yes,
really.
yes.
Yeah.
The thing is that I think of it like when we're thinking doing our bicep curls or our squats, and we all know that we need to work out. We exercise is good.
Hmm.
Motion is lotion. We all know that.
Hmm.
But the funny thing is we keep ignoring our brain. And it just,
Mm.
that's why I got into this, as I said, this rabbit trail
Hmm.
of self-discovery, because I said, how is this possible that we can skip the brain? And the more I delved into it, the more I realized, oh, corporate America is already tapping into the secret. It's not really a secret.
Mm.
It's something that we all knew since the 1960s about neuroplasticity. So Johnson and Johnson, Google, Microsoft,
Mm.
um, LinkedIn, Stanford, they're doing it. And
Oh.
then Pro America games, MLB, NHL, FIFA,
Hmm.
um, the Olympics. And
Sure.
so
Yeah.
I'm thinking, wow, they're already doing that. Um, Simone Biles, we all know her as the Olympian, the gymnast. And the amazing thing about her is that she is an amazing athlete.
Mhm.
And we have to remember that balance beam is only inches wide.
Oh, yes.
Okay. And she's doing her tumbles and things like that. And people always ask her, how do you do it? And whenever there's segments done on her, they do capture her doing these physical exercises,
Hmm.
prepping. But what no one knew and no one spoke of, and there is an article about this about her, is that she was doing a lot of brain fitness exercises. I'll give you an example
Hmm.
where, because she has that balance beam, So now she's tumbling, she's doing
Ugh,
a full revolution, and she's basically got to see that beam before she lands.
right.
And she has no eyes on her head or the side here, okay?
Right.
But what she has done is vision dynamic training, where her field of vision is going now almost 180. So her peripheral vision is huge. And then her vision going upward is also wider, more vertical. And that was through a lot of brain fitness vision training.
Mm.
And so that's a very great example.
Example.
Baseball
Yeah.
players is another one where they
Mhm.
have to look at that catcher's signals, whatever he's doing, I don't watch baseball.
Yeah.
And he's got to be able, he's standing on the side. He's never looking straight on to the catcher, right? He's on the side
Right.
and he's got his head turned, but
Yeah.
he's got to basically be able to see also to the other side. What's
Sure.
going on if there's any baseman out there.
Yeah.
Um, so they do also vision training, and they do not have 20/20 vision. They're far beyond that
Oh, wow.
because they have been trained through a lot of fitness
Mhm.
exercises, and that's the kind of training I provide. If you
Got
want
it.
sports performance, great. If you are trying to prevent fall prevention,
Mm.
you're wobbly and
Mhm.
unstable, I work with that.
Yeah.
And if you simply want general fitness and you want to optimize and go beyond um, just doing basic
Yeah.
exercises and you're stuck in that movement, you can't seem to go beyond that plateau.
Mhm.
This breaks it because you can go beyond it because you're tapping into your nervous
Good.
system. That's the
Yeah.
quote secret.
Yeah, the big muscle. Yeah, I never thought like use your brain is like a muscle, like a bicep. You
Yes,
have to like train it up, so to
yes,
speak. That's
yes,
so great.
yes,
And so now you're sort of like offering this type of thing because like, when I heard about it, I was like, oh, that's great. Where can I get it? Where
yeah,
do I do it at?
yes.
So like kind of talk about what you offer now.
So I obviously teach Pilates, but
Hmm.
then I also offer private one-on-one
Hmm.
neuro sessions.
Hmm.
And that yields the benefit of you and I are not going to meet until you, the client, commit to doing the exercises.
Mm.
You want to transform your movement, you need to change your brain. And to
Mm.
change your brain, there's hard work involved, but
Hmm.
committing to it is going to be priceless because you will receive a customized menu of exercises that are specific to your nervous system.
Hmm.
There's a saying, everyone needs to exercise. True, but not all exercises fit every person.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
the same with neuro sessions, the private sessions, just like your thumbprint is unique to you,
Hmm.
your brain is unique to you.
Hmm.
And so the benefit of that private is that customization.
Hmm.
Then I offer online neuro session where you receive a 20-minute recorded sequence, targeted, intentional brain fitness exercises
Hmm.
that you can have access for an entire month. And they change month to month
Oh, okay.
because our brain is very good at habituating anything. It loves to
Hmm.
be an autopilot. And so new and novel causes that brain to again to fire and get activated in the way that it ought to so it stays strong,
Hmm.
supple. It's an organ that is highly caloric, so it wants to be lazy. It
Mm.
is lazy. So you have to keep it like,
Challenging it.
wake
Yeah.
up.
Oh, wake up.
Right.
Love
So
it.
that's
Okay.
what I do. And of course, I teach Pilates, and the
Sure.
Pilates I now teach, it has the brain exercises as well the Pilates, so I call it Neuropower Pilates,
Mm.
and I teach that weekly and still teach private sessions, but I have so much enjoyment in teaching
Mm.
group mat neuropower Pilates because the mat is where it's at.
Mm.
It's accessible, economical, and I want people to be able to sustain the exercise. And when it's
Yeah.
on the mat, Joseph Pilates created the exercise system for getting people on the mat.
Yeah.
When he created the reformer, the chair, and the tower, and the Cadillac, and all those pieces of Pilates equipment, he designed it to rehabilitate you, to graduate you on the mat, because that's the hardest and safest place to practice Pilates.
Mhm.
Unfortunately, we've got it kind of flipped
Back
around,
to ours,
and
yeah.
so
Mhm.
the way I do it is I love that I can meet people on the mat, because, again, it's affordable. The mat is only $20. And if you want to
Right.
do it online, you can do it online as well. I offer online mat Pilates
Yeah.
as well.
In your house, outside, wherever you want to go.
Yes.
I love that. Okay, I could tell you're very passionate about it. And I'm just so excited because it's just kind of like, it's just like, I feel like I see it and hear it a lot with the brain health and stuff. So I'm glad you're like a local person, like sort of
Mhm.
pushing this,
Yes.
momentum. Okay, so where can people find you online or how do they get a hold of you?
Yes, they can find me at pilateswholebody.com.
Hmm.
You can certainly reach me at 605-872-2297. Text me, call me, ask me any questions. I'll be happy to speak with you.
All right, so meet you at the mat. Can I
Yes,
say?
that's where it's
Awesome.
at.
All right, thank you, Jan.
Thank you.
All right, we'll see you guys the next time.